No second chances, no support, and nowhere to go but the finish line. Day and night, non-stop, racing the clock as much as they race themselves, across 4 continents and countless challenges. The ultimate prize is simply surviving. The journey, the tears, and the triumphs. Welcome to Wild Races. Tasmania's northwest has proven itself as one of the most stunning yet challenging places on Earth. With the finish only days away, there are still plenty of surprises to come. Adidas now take over from Merrill and Team Blackheart, with a few navigation errors costing both teams dearly. The brutal conditions proved too much for some, with others relentless in their push towards the finish. The 150-kilometre mountain bike ride towards the pristine Arthur River is set to be the most challenging stage in the race so far. Will it prove too much for some, or will this break the race apart?
Here we are on the bike lane, 150k ride. Just going through all the turns at the moment. It's pretty tough going. A little bit of rideable stuff, but a lot of it's just too thick to even get through. So a fair bit of hiking. It's hard work. We've gone 6.3k's. Still got 144 k's to go. Hopefully it gets better from here.
Then the teams met the dunes. Game changer? Quite possibly.
Chase through the bush continues. I think everyone's starting to get now. It's leading the way. There's a bit of a track here already. God knows where everyone else is going. This is what it's all about for adventure racing. You just sometimes pick a trail, make a decision and go with it.
If only picking a trail was that easy. Now the teams face some tough decisions.
This last cycle was a shocker. I mean, it took us 3 hours, 3.5 hours to do 20 k's in the beginning. It's just pushing through mud that you're walking, pushing your bike up to knee deep in mud. And then the last 25, 30 k's on the map looks good route that we can come flying in. It took us, there's something silly like 2.5 hours to cover 3.5 k's.
Very, very hard. Probably one of the hardest days I've had in all my adventure racing. So I battled a lot with sleep monsters.
Seriously brutal. I think I lost my sense of humour somewhere down there.
Pretty tough work. We were tired overnight and made a few errors. Probably suffered due to not enough sleep.
Yeah, that was brutal. 7 k's through mud. That was a bit much.
After barely surviving the mountain bike, our teams face a race to get on the river before nightfall. On sunset, they're not allowed on the water, so must camp for the night. Throw into the mix checkpoints that they must trek into the forest to find, this test of mental fitness is shattering. The Tarkine, one of the world's most pristine wilderness areas, untouched, mystical and truly an adventurer's playground.
Tired, sleepy, really sleepy, but we're gonna start paddling and see how it goes.
One can paddle and one can sleep.
We have a chance to win. But it's good, you can, even if you can't sleep completely, you can still get a second or two of sleep.
On the verge of collapse, our teams now walk an arduous section, carrying a heavy load before hitting the paddle.
We felt like we deserved a bit of a rest, so I took an hour and a half sleep before we get on the river. Hopefully just give us a bit more strength.
Quite looking forward to some paddling. Should be, I don't know, a bit more pleasant hopefully.
Yeah, it hasn't been a whole barrel the last 12 hours, but should get a full night's sleep tonight.
Oh, we just got to try and get as far down the river as humanly possible tonight. And then we know that on 7:30 we've got to get off the water, so every few extra metres makes a difference, so we can put a good hard yak in tonight and then have a really delightful culinary experience on the riverbank, which will probably consist of a can of something disgusting.
My feet seem a bit sore with 4 or 5 days of being active on them and then being completely soaking wet.
I haven't had a chance to look at the maps to see how far the first checkpoints are. So see a few teams around, keeps you on your toes.
You want to get to that bridge there? Build this bridge, then you can do both of them now.
Yeah, there was one that you could do that. Found a secret track which you can get to all the checkpoints, and it's only about a 5 kilometre walk to get to them all.
Get those 2 checkpoints while you're not allowed on the water in the dark zone.
Generally paddling on a river, not too much technique in that, just paddle one way, keep going.
Crumpets, salami, iced coffee. So happy, it's amazing what food does to you. I reckon our walk down to the actual paddle put-in is going to be over an hour, lugging all our stuff for overnight and everything. We got to get on the water and the dark zone cut-off is 7:30, so we might only make 1 hour worth of paddling. The problem is it's going to take a full day, if not longer, to do this whole section. So if we don't make it by tomorrow night's cut-off, we're going to spend another night on the river. At that point, our race, in terms of racing and competing, we're pretty screwed. So that's the kind of dilemma all these teams here are obviously facing at the moment. And that's, I think, anything from position 5, 6, 7, and 8.
I think we're going to smash some paddling out. I think there's 3 checkpoints, so we're pretty confident if we get the first one today that we'll be in position to finish some paddle tomorrow. It's been fun, but I gotta say, not without its challenges. Everybody's got different race approaches, and sometimes at heated moments at 5 in the morning, it still gets pretty intense. But you know, we're all still talking to each other, and I'm pretty sure we will be after the race, so hopefully it'll all work out well.
Yeah, we get to rest, and the paddle is fun. It's in rapids, so that's gonna be, yeah, can only be good.
The day is taking its toll, and there is still the remaining river to go. As the sun sets, our teams navigate towards the crucial checkpoints, though take time to marvel at this extraordinary place.
We slept in the forest on the side of the river. I think there were 5 teams, all there.
We had a little campfire.
Yeah, we had
shared
an
all
awesome
our
time.
food. Like we felt like we were on holiday.
We just spent the night on the river. We got on about 5 o'clock yesterday, so we had 2.5 hours before the dark zone, so we blasted down and got one checkpoint. Here we are, approaching checkpoint 43, top of the knoll.
After some precious sleep, the teams, all refreshed, now take on the final section of this magnificent river.
Oh, really
It
nice.
was beautiful.
Good night.
8 hours sleep.
We might have a little bit of a lead on Tourlay. Well, we know we've got a bit of a lead. We don't know how much. We're hoping it's about 4 hours. But it's probably only about 1.
Yeah, big blister. Not a big problem, but I need to fix and it takes time.
Coming up, another long mountain bike that our teams must do at speed to make up the time gaps. Easily said after endless days and kilometres of racing.
Okay, fast transition, guys.
I don't know if it's tip-top shape, but hopefully it still works.
Well, we spent a lot of time trying to even get this single speed working.
There's no real secret to what we're doing. We basically have to go as fast as we can.
Didn't see any teams at the last TA. They could be coming any minute or they can be far away.
I want to finish the race. I want to finish.
Did not switch chocolate. Not very good.
As our teams gain altitude, sun turns to mist. With the finish in the fore of their minds, our teams now face an arduous trek and coast-steer along the rugged Tasmanian coast.
Here we are on the second last leg, the coast steering trekking leg. Everyone's feeling pretty shattered. I'm not too bad. I was feeling really shattered the last couple of legs. Just cruising along, enjoying this beautiful sunrise and beach scene.
Well, yeah, we have to move pretty quick because if we want to have a chance of winning the race, we need to get to the next TA as fast as possible. It's been a day of quite high intensity racing. We just want to get off the course today knowing that we gave it our best shot. Yeah, we're just hurting and trying to get through it.
It's so short left of the race. You can forget all it made. I just think it feels like looking forward to some hamburgers, ice creams, and take off my shoes.
We're just enjoying ourselves, getting out amongst some wonderful Tasmanian wilderness, and having some fun.
Not necessarily the best decision.
But getting good value for money.
Conveniently, my teammates have been helping provide excuses for why I'd select to do a 7K detour up, you know.
On the final day.
Despite 3 strenuous objectives.
It was just a much safer option. We were pretty worried about feet and all the rocks and the coast steering. Thought it could get really, really slow, so better to just accept that this route might take an extra hour.
Sometimes we nav by Dave's opinion. It generally works out all right for us.
Yeah.
90% of the time. We should have that sleep at that TA.
Yeah.
Even just for an hour or two, just to refresh.
We're pushing 34 hours.
We should have that sleep at that TA.
Yeah.
Even just for an hour or two, just to refresh.
We're pushing 34 hours without sleep right now and about to get on the bikes.
On top of it, oh, take me out the back and shoot me down. Done.
Facing due north and the brutal Bass Strait, yet again the weather changes in an instant, bringing one last challenge for our teams.
The really difficult problems you can't really overcome if you're by yourself, but you really work as a team. Everybody contributes and we solve each problems. Still here. So many things that I don't know, and I'm not physically strong enough to keep up with these guys. So it's so important for them to keep me moving, keep me motivated without making me feel bad.
We just go one stage at a time. Focus on this one and then see how we go. I think the course has been absolutely stunning. Really, really cool. Challenging, really challenging. Going to hell and back twice, coming back from hell.
Our final leg sees the teams take to the road for a final dash in one of the closest finishes in adventure race history.
Sometimes I feel like maybe I was born in the wrong century, and this is my excuse to be an explorer.
The amount of training you really probably should do to go race for 7 days is impossible to do. So it really comes down to your mental strength.
At the beginning, you don't know how you're going to actually do this for 7 or 8 or 9 days.
When I'm out on the adventure race course, it's one of the only times in my life that I can shed all of the weight of everything else that's a part of my life.
With the end in sight, our teams now swap tears of pain for tears of jubilation. The final road leg, the swan song for this epic journey.
It's good to finish.
What is the limit? Where is that limit of what you can do? And we've never found that limit yet. I think that's why we keep coming back. Maybe we're just hungry to find that limit.
As long as you want to do it, you can do it. And that's where the mental aspect really kicks in. You're so physically broke, and at some point mental has to kick in just to get you through to that final bit.
You just get everything that you would otherwise get in life in one little package deal. And you can't say no to such a thing.
You fit like a year's worth of emotion, highs and lows, into 1 week, just about. And it's something that you can't really explain until you've gone gone and done one, and you're always looking for that next sort of great challenge.
This morning I started to come right. You don't even know what day it is, or in some cases not even what country it is. Honestly, it's got to be one of the most stunning natural pieces of beauty that is untouched still in the world. It's unreal.
I'm blown away. I mean, when we were riding in, we were thinking about not just the 2 weeks of hard work to get here, but the 2 years put in, and it's amazing. Last time it took me 6 months before I even considered doing another one. Now it's been about 6 months. Oh yeah, I'll be back. It's just so much fun. Such a good chance to pit yourself against the elements, against other competitors, and against, you know, some of the coolest things nature has to offer.
For over 700 kilometres, our teams have experienced an epic journey through one of the most spectacular environments on Earth. It was more than a race against the clock, it was a race against themselves. From the start, it was always going to be a challenge. For some, a challenge too hard. For others, an awakening of the spirit. In the end of the 80 teams, less than half finished. But this is Wild Races, and many will return again.